Hi, it's Jenna here from Nerdcouver. I'm here today to talk about a very special game that I've just finished playing. It is a dating sim where you are a human girl who goes to a very prestigious school. Now, things aren't quite normal at this school. First of all, it's set in a distant future where humanity is almost completely wiped out by a very deadly virus that is spread through birds. Now, the dating sim basically is like a normal dating sim. You have your different set of companions that you can try to romance. And of course you've got your player, you've got your, cute little best friend that you've known since all your life. And then you've got your weird, creepy-ass doctor that works at the school. Yeah, there's a whole array of characters that you can romance. Now, did I mention that the people that you're romancing are birds? That's right. Hatoful Boyfriend is all about a human girl that goes to a school of very intelligent birds. The virus that killed off most of humanity actually made the birds smarter. So essentially, the birds have taken over the world and humans are a dying breed. Now, your character, who is a human girl, goes to St. Pigeonation Institute. And she's kind of like an ambassador for humanity where they're basically trying to figure out whether or not humans and birds can live in peace. So now, if you successfully romance a pigeon, then you can, prove that humans and birds can get along. Now, there are a lot of moments in this game where you're kind of just left thinking, what the hell am I playing? And it's not just because you're a human girl romancing birds. That does take a while to get used to. So to make things a little less creepy, you have an option of displaying human portraits when each bird is introduced. Now, they're still birds, but I guess the human portrait kind of allows you to imagine what they would look like if they were human. So it's a little less weird when you're trying to romance a pigeon. So playing through this game, you can choose different clubs to go after school. So basically, if you choose the track team, then you have options to romance one bird. If you choose to join the student council, then you have a higher chance of romancing another, and so forth. Throughout the game, there's also elective days. Now, during the elective days, you can choose to go to math class and increase your wisdom. You can go to gym class and increase your vitality. Or you can go to music class and increase your charisma. Now, it took me a really long time to figure out if this had anything to do with the game because it didn't seem to affect anything that I was doing. However, your choices do affect two romance options where your teacher and the doctor. Basically, if you choose certain classes, then you'll get different endings. Now, not all birds have two endings. There are only, I think there's about 3 birds that have 2 different endings. Now, if you do not successfully romance a bird, you are killed by the hawks, who basically sneak into your cave at night and kill you. Very stealthy because they're ninjas as well. And yes, you do live in a cave. The birds have nice houses, but you live in a cave. Now, there are also some side quests that you can do to get all of the different endings. There's a opportunity to take a part-time job during the summer, and if you do, then you'll be working in a cafe with a different bird, and you have the option of matchmaking 2 of the customers. Now, you also have the option of completely destroying their romance and ending up running off with the ladybird and joining a biker gang. So basically, by the time I got all of the regular endings, I was just like, that happened, it was a game. But there is the option of doing the extended ending, which is the BBL expansion. Now, this one I had no idea what to expect because I finished playing through the game and I was just like, okay, well, what else is there? So I selected to do the Fulfilled the Promise route, which is the BBL ending. And I gotta say, it was really long. I wasn't expecting it to be long, but it's 8 different classes, and each class has gotta be at least half an hour to 40 minutes long. And this is where I actually realized that this game was good. Now I use the term good lightly because it is still at its core a game about birds. If this were a human dating sim, then I would be all for it. I'd be like, this, you gotta play this because this story is intense. But it's just really hard to recommend people to play this game because it's about a girl who dates pigeons. And people just look at you weird when you say you gotta play this dating sim. But you do gotta play this dating sim. Because the BBL ending was extremely intense. Basically, you play through the game like normal, and then when you get to a certain part in the game, the point of view switches to your best friend. Your character, who is the human girl, basically didn't show up for class. And your best friend's kind of concerned, like, that's not like you, where are you? And you find out that the human character has been hacked to pieces, and all of her pieces have been distributed to the other classes in a box. That's when all hell breaks loose. So sirens start going off in the entire school, and everyone's gathered to the gymnasium. And no one knows what's going on. Basically, your best friend and another bird decide to go back to the class and retrieve your head. So on their way, they discover that the entire school has been encased in a steel barrier. Just this huge-ass dome over the school, trapping everyone inside. Now, the BBL ending also explains a lot of stuff that really it wasn't answered whatsoever in the previous game. There was no mention of the virus in the previous endings. So basically a lot of when you're playing the regular endings, you're just like, I don't really know what's going on. It's just a funny game about dating birds. But they actually put a lot of thought into this game. So the BBL ending wraps up basically all of the loose ends in the regular gameplay. And it really ties everything together. Now, a lot of the endings that do happen in the regular gameplay don't really apply. Basically, when the point of view switches to your best friend, that's kind of how you got to imagine, like, this is the ultimate ending, this is the only ending that actually matters. Because, obviously things play out differently in this ending than they do in the romance endings. I don't think people take it seriously enough because it is about birds. So if you were to see like a movie advertisement for Hatoful Boyfriend, you probably wouldn't go see it because, well, actually, maybe you would, because that's how I started playing it, because I thought it was going to be a joke. So maybe that's the catch. People think this is going to be stupid, and then you go in playing it or watching it, and you're just like, wow, I wasn't expecting it to be that well thought out and that intense. Because that's what happened to me after playing the BBL ending. Hatoful Boyfriend, even though it's a bird dating sim, I do recommend that people play it because it's fun. Down to it, it's a fun game. You know, if you just want to have a good laugh, play through a couple of the romance options and leave it. If you do want to get the full experience, then definitely I would recommend playing through all of the endings, especially to get that full-length ending that is gotta be like 2 hours long to play through. It's definitely worth it. I'd recommend it for sure. Thanks for watching my review on Hatoful Boyfriend. Hopefully you will take an opportunity to play it. If not, watch a Let's Play of it. I'm sure there's some out there on YouTube, because it's definitely worth a watch at least.